Hello. Well, hi there. Hello, all you gut-loving moms out there. It's Karen Haley, the digestive coach for moms, and I hope that you're having a great day today. It's a beautiful day here in Maryland. I'm just going to get comfortable. It's a beautiful day here in Maryland, and I'm drinking my throat coat tea. If you guys have watched any of my videos before, you probably have heard me talking about throat coat tea. Love it. I don't know if you can hear this, but right outside the window, my next door neighbor is mowing his lawn. And where could you ever mow your lawn in February? But right now you can mow your lawn in February. And so you might be able to hear that. So I hope that that's not drowning out us talking. And my dog is sleeping next to me, and she's having puppy dreams. So if you have a dog, you know what I'm talking about, that, right? Every once in a while, that happens when she's chasing a rabbit or something like that. And she's a golden. One day, I'll show you guys her on camera because she's adorable. I'm just a little biased. But anyway, so that's what's going on with me today. And if you're joining us live, or if you're joining us after the fact and you're watching this video later in the day, please say hi. Let me know who you are. I'd love to get to know you better. But whether you're watching live or you're watching this later on in video, cyber, Facebook space, wherever you're watching, let me know. Say hi. Hi there. So today, I want to talk about a topic that has just been coming up for me so much lately. And that's digestive disease mom guilt. Now, we're all moms here at Gut Love. I don't think you'd be watching this video if you weren't a mom, because it's all about moms that are dealing with digestive disorders. And if you're dealing with a digestive disorder and you're a mom, you first of all, of course, you know all about mom guilt. But this question's been coming up for me lately, and the question's about, how is it different when we have a chronic disease, when we have gut struggles? Is our mom guilt any different, and how is it different? So I wrote this down before I went live, because here's the scenario. Here's the scene that I see playing in my head and in so many moms' heads that are dealing with gut struggles. And it goes like this. I can do it all. I have to do it all because no one else can do it all. Hello. But I can't do it all because I have to lay in bed today. I'm not really feeling very well today, so I have to lay in bed. Well, now my kids are telling me that they hate me because mom's laying in bed and I didn't get to go to the park with them, and I promised them I was going to get to go to the park. Well, I'm kind of a failure. How often does that scenario play in your head, right? Does this sound familiar to you? And I'm not here, this isn't one of those videos where I'm on here to tell you, I've got 5 tips to help cure your mom guilt. I don't have it all together. I'm a mom with a digestive disorder. I've had Crohn's disease for 30 years, and I've been a mom for 15 of those 30 years. And sometimes I'm better at it than others, and most of the time I'm struggling with the mom guilt, just like you. And so what I really wanted to do is just open the door. Just open the door so that we could have an honest conversation about what it's like to have mom guilt when you have a digestive disorder. Because I don't see a lot of people, in fact, I haven't seen anybody talking about this before. I think that there's definitely some differences. I think that when we have digestive issues, our mom guilt can be a little bit different. It's like that scenario that I played for you, that I just said, where you have these intentions of doing something like going to the park, and then all of a sudden, you get hit with the pain, or with having to be in the bathroom, or with just needing to, you're so tired, you need to be in bed, and you didn't expect it. You didn't know that that was going to happen. You had every intention of going to the park with your kids. And kids are kids, and so sometimes they say mean things like, I hate you. You know, even though you know they don't mean it in that moment, it hurts. And then the guilt that follows that. And so what do you do then? That's my question for you. What do you do? Do you suck it up and do you go to the park anyway because you feel so guilty about it? Or do you say, you know, mommy, this is what mommy really needs, and I'm going to be a better mom if I take this time in bed? Are you able to do that and not feel any guilt about it? We have some scenarios in our life that are a little bit different than moms that don't have digestive disorders. So maybe you're on your way to the big game, to Johnny's big game, or maybe it's a piano recital or whatever activity your kids are involved in. Maybe you're on your way there and just when you're out the door, it hits you. Oh my gosh, you know, and when you have a digestive disorder, sometimes it does happen that fast. I have to go to the bathroom. And so you'll have to make a run for the bathroom. And then Johnny is late for his game. And does Johnny really understand, you know, I think a lot of it depends on what kind of kids you have, and did you let them in on what's going on? I don't know. It's tough. It's tough being a mom with digestive disorders because that mom guilt will definitely hit us. Or for me, the mom guilt lately for me has been around food, because I am so thankful. I'm so thankful that I found the specific carbohydrate diet. I'm so thankful that that came into my life back in 2008. I spent the 20 years up until that point, multiple surgeries, multiple medications, never having a day of pain-free. And so when that food, when that way of eating was able to come into my life, it was a blessing. But at the same time, it's kind of a curse for my kids. And so when I was thinking about the guilt that I feel being a mom with digestive disorders, I was thinking about the food piece, where there's like only a few restaurants that can really meet my needs without me going and getting sick. So my kids might not be able to go to those restaurants that they want to go to all the time. So they might say, well, I want to go to that pizza place, or I want to go to that fast food place, or I want to go to that Italian restaurant. Well, let me tell you, me, an Italian, that's not going to work so much for me. And so I try to find that balance. I'm not going to go to the restaurant that they want to go to and eat the food and then get sick. That, for me, that's not an option. So I might go and just not eat. And then they feel guilty. And so how do I balance that? You know, it really is a struggle when you're a mom and you have digestive issues and you're trying to balance all of that. So for me, that's been the big one for me, the food issue. There are those times when the kids might be late for their appointments, and there are those times when I lay in bed because I just have been doing too much and I know that my body needs to rest. So there are those times, and I'm just wondering, what are those times for you? And so questions around this have just been coming up for me. So I wrote them down because I'm just wondering, how do you answer these questions? Because I know if I've been thinking about these questions, I know there's other moms out there that have had these questions too. And so what are the answers that are coming up for you? So here's the first question. Do you embrace your mom guilt, or do you fight it? Do you say, I have a digestive disorder and I have mom guilt and nobody's going to make me feel guilty. I've got this thing, I've got to take time for me, I have to take care of myself, and I cannot be the mom that I want to be. You know, do you fight it like that, or do you embrace the mom guilt? It's just something that can't be avoided, and I just have to feel that mom guilt. And so that's just the way, hey there, that's just the way it's going to be. You know, do you embrace the mom guilt, or do you fight it? Do you fight it every step of the way? That's a question that I've just been thinking about lately. What other questions? This is something I was thinking about. Do moms that have digestive disorders, are they actually better at dealing with mom guilt than other moms that don't have chronic illnesses? I gotta lump all moms with chronic illnesses in here, right? Because there would definitely be guilt that goes along with it. Because when you have a chronic condition, there's all kinds of issues that go along with it. So when you're a mom with a chronic condition, are you actually more evolved? Are you more evolved than other moms that don't have chronic illnesses? And I know that might sound funny, but here's why. We are very familiar with this. We have to take the time to deal with this, because if we don't, we might end up in the hospital. And so instead of just ignoring the need for us time and for things that we need to do, instead of ignoring it, we are forced to, it's just like smack you in the face. We're forced to have to deal with those things, and we're forced to do them because we don't want to end up so incapacitated that we can't take care of our kids. And so are we maybe just a little bit more evolved in the mom guilt area because it's second nature for us to have to take care of ourselves? I don't know. I'm not sure what the answer is, but that was just a thought that came to me. And then I was thinking of one other thing. One other question. Do we always say it's digestive disease mom guilt, or could it just be mom guilt? Are we kind of confusing the two? Are we sometimes thinking that it has to do with our illness when really it's just regular mom guilt that we all experience? And not that that's even any easier, right? That's not that that's easier. It's just different. So anyway, those were some of the things. If you have answers to those questions, please feel free to share. Share in the comments. Let us just enjoy some of your wisdom that you have to share. We are all in this together. We are all on this mom journey together. And in the Gut Love community, there's a couple prerequisites for you to be involved. And number one, you got to be a mom. And number two, you got to be dealing with digestive disorders. And let me tell you, if you're a mom and you're dealing with digestive disorders, you're definitely getting mom guilt, right? You're getting that digestive disease mom guilt because we all have it. And so this is really just about opening that door, just seeing how are other moms dealing with it, and can we work together? Can we work together to try and help some of this? And like I said in the beginning, I am not the guru on this. I don't have the answers. I don't have all the answers. This isn't one of those, here's 5 tips and you're gonna leave without any mom guilt ever. Because it's so individual. But over time, like I said, I've been doing this for 15 years as a mom, and 15 years prior to that, before I was a mom. And so over time, I have learned a few things. A few things about mom guilt. A few things that I want to share with you, because maybe they could just start this conversation and maybe they can help you. So here's the first thing, and although we all know this, do you do it? The first thing I've learned is that I need me time. I probably would need me time whether I had a digestive disease or not, but I know that I need it more because I have a digestive illness. And you've probably noticed this about some people. Some people are extroverts by nature, and they get their energy from spending time with other people, right? And then some people are introverted, and they get that energy that they need by spending time by themselves. And so when we're talking about this mom guilt, I think it's really important to know, where do you get your energy from? Because you've got to have that energy source. If you want to be the best mom to your kids, you got to have that energy source. And so what is it for you? Or are you maybe a combination? I'm kind of a combination. I'm really more introverted, although I think some of my friends would say, what? But I really am. I'm really a more introverted person. But there are certain friends and people, and I like spending time with other people, and it energizes me. But too much of that can drain me. Does that make sense? I like it in small doses, but too much of it drains me. And so I find that I do need that downtime, that time for just me. And when I do that, I gotta tell you, I'm just a better mom for it. I'm just a better mom when I do that. And I know for me, and you can tell me in the comments, you can tell me if this is true for you too, but for me, I have to schedule it. It doesn't happen. If it's not on the schedule, it doesn't happen. Because what then happens is something else gets scheduled over it. I mean, how often does that happen? And so you might feel selfish writing on the calendar, me time, right? What mom would not feel selfish doing that? And sometimes I do feel a little selfish, but I do it anyway. And when I do, I am so happy that I did it. This weekend, I'm spending time with my best girlfriends in the world, and I know spending time with them is going to recharge my batteries and give me all kinds of energy to be a better mom. Today's Thursday, and I'm going to be leaving tomorrow to go to my girlfriend's house. And the mom guilt is already creeping in, and it does every time. These are moms, we all live away from each other. We all live in separate parts of the country. But we get together often, like 2-3 times a year we get together. And I know the day before that trip happens, I have got the mom guilt wheels turning because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm leaving the family and what's going to happen to them? And I should feel bad that I'm really skipping out on my responsibilities. But then I get there and it's like all just... I know that when I get there, it's all going to be okay because I'm going to have so much fun with them. I know I'm going to come back a better mom because I took that time for me. And so I had to put that on the calendar. It had to be scheduled or it just would not happen. And so I really encourage you to actually put those times, even if it makes you feel guilty. Even besides, if you might be saying, well, I take those times. They're kind of unscheduled. Maybe those days that I don't feel well. I'm not talking about those times. You need those times too. But this is like healthy time, healthy mom time, scheduled on the calendar so that you make sure you do it. Okay. For me, the other thing that I've learned that's helped me with my mom guilt, the other thing I've learned is that I have to let my kids in on my pain. I have to let my family in on what's going on with me. You know that martyr syndrome? For a long time, when the kids were little, I didn't talk about my disease really with anybody. I mean, you know, if you have a digestive disorder that you probably get this comment all the time. But you don't look sick, right? You know what I'm talking about. You get that all the time, I'm sure. And so I was able to just hide it and not talk about it. And then when I had a family, I didn't talk about it either. I always talked about it with my husband, but I didn't talk about it with my kids. And so how can they understand that mom has to go lay down or that mom needs a me day? How can they possibly understand that if you don't let them in on it? And so I would suggest making it age appropriate, but really doing that when the kids are young. And of course you could start this anytime, even if your kids are older. But when the kids are young especially, start talking to them about mommy has colitis, mommy has celiac disease, mommy has this particular autoimmune disease. Let them in on it so that they just always know. And as my kids have gotten older, they've been able to understand at a more sophisticated level what it means. And I think they really understand now. So I'm glad, even though I didn't do it right from the start, I did it when they were pretty young. Maybe 4 and 5 years old. I should have started from the start. But even though I didn't, I did start when they were pretty young. And I'm really grateful for that because when I do need to take that time for me, they understand because they know what it's like. Mom, are you not really feeling so good today? I have a heating pad and Mom, I keep it right by my bed, and they all know if they need, now that they know what a heating pad is, if they have an upset stomach, they'll use the heating pad too. Thankfully, I don't really need it that often, but occasionally I do need, like if I go out to eat and I get accidentally glutened or grained or something like that and I get sick, they know that Mom, it has the heating pad, and now they know they can get it. So they know what a heating pad is, and they know what the specific carbohydrate diet is, and they know about gluten, and they're educated about these things because I let them in. So I would say let your kids in. let them know, age appropriately, let them know what's going on with you. And I want to just give you guys one last thing that I've learned. Again, not that I'm the expert on this, but just one other thing that I've learned. And I had to learn this one the hard way. When you ask for help, take it. Seems simple, right? Let me give you an example. When you say to your husband, I'm not feeling so well today, and can I just rest for a couple hours? Could you maybe make the dinner? Could you do the laundry? Could you take the kids to their activity? Whatever it is that you're asking your spouse to do, let him do it. And let him do it without controlling it, without giving him step-by-step instructions, without giving him a roadmap to follow. Just let him do it. It's okay if it's not perfect. It's okay if it's not exactly as you would do it. It's okay. Does it get done? Well, then let it go. It's okay. That's the one I'm really working on. But I think I've gotten a lot better. I hope my spouse would say, Bill, have I gotten better? I hope I've gotten better at that one. So anyway, those are just the 3 things I've learned over the years that maybe help ease that mom guilt, the digestive disease mom guilt, just a little bit. And I hope that it's helpful for you. With this video, I just wanted to open the door. I just wanted to start a conversation. I would love to hear what you have to say. We're all moms and we can all learn from each other. So I'd love to hear what you have to say about this topic. What have you learned? What is helping you grow as a mom and making you a better mom? And let's continue this conversation. I hope we can. I hope we can continue this conversation together. That's it for my video today. If you know a mom that's struggling with digestive issues and you know she would benefit from this video, tag her or, post her name in the comments or tell her about the video or share the video with her. Just let her know so that we can all grow together, because that's really what it's all about. It's all of us growing and learning and sharing together. I will be back next week for another video, another gut love video, so stay tuned for that. It'll be, again, same time, same place, Thursday, 2 p.m. Don't know what the topic is. If you have anything you're interested in hearing about, you can also let me know that in the comments below. But until then, I'm going to wish you much love, gut love, of course, and happiness all week long. Mwah. Enjoy this beautiful weather I hope that you're having, and just enjoy your week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.